Cold email is a headache if you don't know what you're doing. The majority of people that start running cold email campaigns end up quitting too early because they struggle to see any promising results. And that has nothing to do with how difficult cold email is. In fact, cold email is fairly simple once you nail the fundamentals. Because you see, there are certain rules to this game, rules you must follow to see success. And deviating away from any of these could mean the difference between booking hundreds of calls and none at all. So in this video, I'm gonna go over the 12 cold email tips that you should follow so that you can increase the chance of signing your first cold email client. Let's get started. Cold email tip number 1, always focus your message on them rather than you. Look, I'm gonna be real here. Nobody cares about you. Maybe your family does, but I can assure you a busy CEO of a 500 employee company does not. And so the last thing that you wanna do in your cold email is talk nonstop about your accomplishments and achievements and just, talk about how good you are at your job. Don't do that. Instead, flip the script and make the conversation about them. The prospect. Congratulate them on the recent funding round. Specify how you can benefit them with your service. Ask them if they'd be interested in hopping on a call with you. Remember, people don't care about you. They only care about what's in it for them. Cold email tip number 2, use simple subject lines. Do not confuse cold email with email marketing. They're two completely different fields. When you run an email marketing campaign for an e-com brand, it makes sense to spice things up with your subject line since you're targeting the same group of people all the time. However, with cold email, a subject line as simple as quick question works really well. We've used that for years and we've always seen great results with it. So, you don't really need to overcomplicate this step. And instead, if you want to focus your efforts, focus and invest them into improving your messaging and targeting. Cold email tip number 3, avoid phrases like sorry to bother you or I don't want to take too much of your time. Sales is all about frame. If a prospect perceives you as a person that lacks confidence, what reason do you give them to be confident in your ability to deliver? By apologizing for being an inconvenience, you instantly lose the trust of your prospect. To you, apologizing in such a context may seem like you're being polite, but all it really conveys is that you're insecure. So just cut out the unnecessary filler words in your cold emails and get straight to the point. Cold email tip number 4, never use I would love to in your email. Some of you treat cold email as though it were a dating app. Like, what's up with that? I would like to take you out for dinner works well on Tinder, but with cold email, not really. Instead, if you want to book someone in for a call, say something along the lines of, would you be open to hopping on a call next Monday? Sounds like a subtle change, I know, but believe me, it does wonders because it all ties back to making sure that your cold email is always about the prospect, not you. Like, you want to treat the prospect as the main character, and the language you use in your message must reflect that. Cold email tip number 5, your targeting needs to be specific. Look, there's levels to this game, and if you want to nail cold email, you must become a master at targeting. Let's say you offer conversion rate optimization with web design. If you targeted every single company in North America with a generic message, your results will be subpar at best. Whereas if you were to specifically focus on reaching out to CMOs working at toddler brands in Houston, Texas, and then reference some case study of a similar toddler brand that you recently helped, you're gonna notice a significant jump in your reply rate. And that's because the more specific you're targeting, the more specific you can then be with your messaging. Cold email tip number 6, focus on the benefits, not the features. This is a classic rookie mistake. Whenever someone's first getting started with cold email, they have a tendency to drive all the attention to the service itself. Someone offering email marketing services may ramble nonstop about the aesthetic email designs or the world-class copywriters they have on their team. But your prospect doesn't care about any of that. Because you see, they want to know what type of results they can expect and why they should even trust you to deliver that. Everything else can then be discussed later on in a sales call. Cold email tip number 7, don't include any links in the body of your email. Email service providers like Gmail and Outlook are in constant battle with scammers. These companies have lots of measures in place to prevent phishing emails from reaching the inboxes of their customers. And so by including random links in your initial cold email, you risk getting your email flagged, even if the links are legit. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have any links in your email. Actually, you can. You just need to be careful with what links you share and where you place them in the email. For instance, you can always add a Calendly link at the very bottom of your email, right underneath your email signature, and you won't really have any problems whatsoever. Though, if you do ever want to send a link to your website or case study, make sure to only do that after the prospect replies to your initial email. Cold email tip number 8. Keep your sending volume per domain low. You have no idea how many times I've talked to someone who says with absolute full confidence that cold email does not work and it's a waste of time. And when I ask them why they believe that's the case, they usually say something along the lines of, well, I used my company domain to send out 1,000 cold emails, and not only did I not see any results, but my domain now is flagged. No Sherlock. If you send out 1,000 emails right off the bat using a single domain, you are essentially telling email service providers like Gmail and Outlook that you're openly using automated software tools. And that goes against their terms and conditions. So of course they're going to end up blocking your domain in such cases. Now, the workaround here is to purchase multiple domains and have all those domains tied to your original one, and then just spread the sending volume between the different domains. So rather than sending 1,000 cold emails using one domain, purchase 20 domains and then send out 50 cold emails per domain. That way you're less likely to trigger any anti-spam filters. Cold email tip number 9. If you're doing video outreach, ask to send the video first and then send it. 3 reasons as to why you'd want to do that. First of all, you don't want to risk getting your email flagged by including links that the email service providers may mistake for phishing links. Second of all, by asking someone for permission to send them a Loom video, you can ease them into booking a call with you later on. Because confirming that they would like to receive a free Loom video is a way lower commitment than having them hopping on a call with you. So by first getting them to commit to a low effort action, you increase the likelihood of them committing to an action later on that requires higher effort. And third of all, by requesting permission to send a link, you only really ever have to record the video once the prospect confirms that they would like to receive it. So rather than shooting 1,000 Loom videos for the 1,000 prospects that you're targeting, you will only end up shooting 50 Loom videos for the 50 prospects that have confirmed they're interested in receiving the Loom video. Cold email tip number 10. Use relevant case studies. This is tied in with targeting and messaging. The more specific that you can be with who you target and how you position your offer, the better your results. So if you're reaching out to plumbers in your local area, it would make a lot of sense to include a case study of another plumber that you were able to help generate leads for. But what if you don't have such a specific case study? Well, then it really comes down to how you position it. If you're targeting HVAC companies, but you've only worked with plumbers before, then you can say that you've helped companies in the home services space increase their sales pipeline. Sure, it's not as specific, but it's still quite relevant. So just think of different angles that you can take with your existing case studies and see how you can then make it touch home with your prospect. Cold email tip number 11. Instead of saying we help companies in your niche, say we can help you. To perfect the art of cold email, you want to pay close attention to the subtle parts of your wording. And you also want to make sure that your email sounds as personalized as possible. So don't mention that you help companies similar to theirs. Tell them outright that you can help them. So, for example, instead of saying that you help SaaS companies reduce their churn, you can be more specific. And you can say something such as, I can help you reduce your churn. This subtle change to your email copy will make the prospect believe your solution is tailored to them rather than it being just a one-size-fits-all solution. Cold email tip number 12. Keep your email short. The surest way to get no replies to your cold email is by sending one that is 6 or 7 paragraphs long, where you boast about your accomplishments and the years of experience that you have in a specific industry. And you may feel the urge to do that as you mistakenly think that by including more information in your email, you're helping the prospect. But really what you're doing is just pushing them away. Because that huge wall of text ends up overwhelming the prospect. So what you want to do instead is keep your email short and concise. Your emails must be 50 words or less and must cover 2 essential points: your offer and a relevant case study that will appeal to the prospect. Sure, you can always start your email with a personalized line, but that's as far as you're allowed to go. Everything beyond that is just fluff. And there you have it, 12 tips that you can apply to start seeing better results with your cold email campaigns. If you like this vid, actually, wait, I have a bonus tip for you. If you want access to a database of over 500 million leads, all that are triple verified for you, where you can get access to their email, phone numbers, and contact info, I invite you to check ListKit. ListKit is a subscription-based SaaS that allows you to build targeted leads by allowing you to filter your contacts based on industry, keywords, technology, job title, and company size. It's the exact reason why over 500 companies trust us with their list building. So, if you'd like to watch a demo video on how we can help you sign more clients and grow your business with ListKit, click the link in the description below.